Um, Good morning. Good morning, like that good way. Betiki washte lemiecha. Tokaya tunkashula upla waku lemiecha mutoya hemie. Chunkwe opi matiwo. Good morning. Before anything is said, I always have to remember to create it first. My English name is Joanne Spotted Bear. My Lakota name is Bear Woman, and I do come from Mondigny. The message today to the Queen of England in Europe is very important. And the most important message in the world is, as the Teton Treaty representatives, we never gave authority to have horses slaughtered and girls killed and distributed around the world and to be fed a delicacy to anybody around the world. And we never really knew about it. I heard about it through a man named Randy Massero. He asked me to help write a letter to stop the killing of the wild horses and burros. And over here, the wild horses, they are called ass because they're mixed between a donkey and a horse. And they look like a horse but think like a donkey. And one of them, they look like a donkey but act like a horse. And so a long time ago they used to call these animals, "You ass, giddy up, get going." And I can never picture an ass on a piece of plate called a delicacy. And with this being fed to the Queen of England, it kind of really made me laugh. I have to admit that. I laughed. But at the same time, the Queen of England used to think that to kill the Indian and to save the man was a good idea. I didn't laugh because it was funny. I laughed because, you know, these people who played games and killed 300 million of our Lakotas and across this country, they laughed about that. They thought that was funny. And then they turn around and they feed you the same thing they done to our people. They killed our people and they made fun of them. To the Queen of England, I know you know what a treaty is, and the Europeans and the people around the world, I know you know what a treaty is. Over here in America, they do not teach treaties in grade school, high school, colleges, only some universities to please the people of the world. They don't even teach them on what we call reservations or reserves. And the exile pipelines, there's 16 treaty groups with 2 treaty groups in world court. And I hold this eagle feather like this because I'm telling the truth. I have to tell the truth if I hold this, because this is between Creator and I, a much higher power. You know that, I know that, we know that. There's no time to be playing games. So what I'm about to say here is really important. The United States government pays the Oglala Sioux Nation. The Oglala Sioux Nation pays the Lakota Treaty Council of the Black Hills. The Lakota Treaty of the Council of the Black Hills is Oliver Red Cloud and Alex Whitecomb. And this is what the Teton Treaty Council had told the Lakota of the Black Hills. We are the second in the world Treaty Council. So what you say, what you do has to go through us. So we can distribute it to the rest of the treaty nation. And all the Lakotas have a right to know the truth. Everybody's supposed to know. We wasn't supposed to be finding out way later after time, after it had been said and done, or after you ate the horse's ass, the barrel's ass. It wasn't supposed to be like that, because this is called perpetual war in exchange for perpetual peace. Our people never meant to hurt you, none of you. Matter of fact, not everybody has a buckskin dress or a ribbon shirt. So a lot of our Indian people, they have to wear a T-shirt that describes that they're indigenous, like this shirt right here. A lot of them, they wear things like this. To save the Indian and kill the man, that's what they call that. But some of us, we never forget who we are, where we come from. Like myself, if it wasn't for my friend, Rose Butler, she's the one giving me my buckskin dress. These eagle feathers, they come from Wesley. Because of a good job Wesley did, I helped him to stay out of jail. Over here, judges and lawyers are neglecting treaties even after being told that treaties are supreme law of the land. They're using section codes and clauses against us. And if we tell the truth to the people of the world, then we get in trouble. It could even mean our life. They can kill us for what we say. And the Exile Pipeline, John Still, John Hussman, Dean Patton, and definitely Dean Patton. Dean Patton is a white man. He used to be an ex-FBI agent in 1973. And how I know this is because I have family members who are still around from 1973. I myself was 3 years old 40 years ago. And that is a celebration of Wounded Knee. The celebration of the massacre, the celebration of how to kill the Indian and save the man and to help the government. It's not a celebration for the Indian people. December 1890 Wounded Knee Massacre, when they ride them horses, that's an honor right there, because they rode them horses, they made the trail. The trail was supposed to go all the way from when they come from the east and go towards the west. And when they were stopped in Wounded Knee and they were massacred, only 7 families stayed there. There was no white man to stay behind. And so this all ties in together. So with the best regards I have from the bottom of my heart to the Queen of England, I apologize sincerely on behalf of the indigenous people. We never meant to cause you no harm or to bring such foods into your country or to your people or even to you or anybody. It wasn't, we don't have that authority. Washington, they signed those papers so deliberately. It was done. They could say all they want that, no, it's not our fault, we didn't do this, but there's one man here in the state of Nevada who is an ex-felon. He got a federal court case. We have his documents. And he wasn't supposed to be treating those horses mean, but they gave him a business license anyway to use a helicopter to chase those horses into corrals. And what they say is that those horses are unfit, they're unhealthy, and they have to be rounded up, and they're going to kill them. And so I told the Wild Horses union members that I will help them best way I know how, and use the Tetuan Treaty as a representative from Wounded Knee. I do what I can to help our land, help our people, and see to it that we find justice in the eyes of the world. And so with all respect to the Queen of England, I would hope that you would take into consideration that what I'm saying is real. What I'm saying to you is the truth. You know, maybe I'm going to ask you to not be naive, not to turn the eye or to be deaf at this time. I'm going to ask you, you know, we watched your videos. We know that America and Canada is part of England. We know that the Exile Pipeline, the United States and Canada are corporations, and we're not here to cause you any more grief than you already have by being served a piece of ass. But that was a great joke on behalf of the United States government that was done secretly to intimidate you and to humiliate you, and it wasn't done by us. But we caught on to what they were doing because it's been done to us so many times that it just, becomes natural. You have to catch them. They're like a unseen ghost. And if you don't catch them right on time, then something's going to happen. So that's why we use these prayers, these eagle feathers. That's why we pray for everything around us. And I'm going to tell you that, one of these days, you're going to have to tell the truth that Americo Vespucci is who this land is named after, and that this land belongs to us. It's ours. And there's many ways to prove it. But the biggest proof is that we as Lakota indigenous people of this land, there's 1,100 tribes, including the unfederal recognized tribes. We're still here, and we still have our language. And between God and God and us, this is ours. Our people belongs to them. It don't belong to me. Am I supposed to stop saying I? That we are ours, belongs to us. Just like your country, it belongs to you and your people over there in Europe. It don't belong to just you. And if your people was to ever wake up and smell the roses or whatever it is you serve over there, there'd be a lot of understanding, maybe so much understanding that they hold that